We outside on the south side, east side to the west side, north side. It's the field, baby. It's the field, baby. Hey, we outside on the south side, east side to the west side, north side. Hey, it's the field, baby. It's the field, baby. You know the routine. Club legacy, mama cheese. Red bird on my fitted, red bird on the cheese. 417 district and we standing on business. It's the king of Queen City, what you know about me. You see, me and Chris, we in it to win it. We get into the bag and the sky's the limit. You see the field bar none, come on, cop one. This jam is gon' bump off summer, that's on the one, it's all unity. Red bird with the crown, pushing T's like P's, north side of the town. Taking the game one shirt at a time. Locally distributed, you can shop online. Cardinal official like a ref with a whistle. Ilmo's in the house, you know the deal with the field. Cardinal official like a ref with a whistle. Ilmo's in the house, you know the deal with the field. Hey, we outside on the south side, east side to the west side, north side. It's the field, baby. It's the field, baby. Hey, we outside on the south side, east side to the west side, north side. It's the field, baby. It's the field, baby.
What's up, everybody? It's your brother from another, Brother Maze. I told y'all we coming back with some hot stuff, and yes, we are in our second week. Now, our second week. This is season 1, E2. You know how we do. But I'm bringing back, I'm just coming hard. I'm bringing back somebody that I know, you know. His name is Chris Huddleston. That's right. Our special guest tonight is the entrepreneur, the marketer. I call him the event king. At the end of the day, he's a brother from another. Chris, what's going on, my brother?
What's up, Mr. Graves? How are you, sir?
I'm trying to do what I do, man. Hey, I've been saying from day one, if people don't know how this all started, then they ain't gonna like it. Because at the end of the day, they need to know where this came from. So here's the thing, Chris. Before we get started, man, let's just get it out in the open. Chris is from Springfield, Missouri, the field. I know y'all see the name, you see the brand, because people are wearing it all over town. Chris, give them a little snippet of the why behind the field before we really get into the meat.
Well, some of the confusion, people may not know I'm from Springfield, but man, I went to Teff, Weller Elementary.
Yes.
I was a Pipkin Pirate,
Yes,
undefeated
yes.
season. Central High School, we broke records while at Central High School.
Yep.
And I'm so show me that I even attended school at the University of Central Missouri.
Yes.
So when they say I'm Springfield through and out. Although my birth certificate may be Cali, I was raised right here in Springfield, Missouri. However, I had like many of you, I had a yearn and I always talked down. I was just ready to get out of this small town. I was just ready to get out of this small town. I felt like I was a big fish in a small pond and all my efforts and everything was to leave. And I did just that. I lived in large cities like Dallas, Phoenix, Arizona, Portland, Oregon, Kansas City, Indianapolis. So I think about 7 different states that I lived in. And during that time, it was a great experience. And I love living in those metropolitan areas, but it wasn't home.
Gotcha.
And what you learn what home is it's family, it's friends, it's memories, right?
Mhm.
At the end of the day, that's all you got. I stayed in a nice high-rise apartment overlooking the whole city, and I thought to myself, if I was to go right now, nobody would know,
Wow.
right?
Wow.
So I came home. Then my mom died, and so I'm living in Texas. I'm living in Dallas,
Yeah.
and my mom died, and I had to make a 6.5-hour drive with that on my wig. And you talking about talks with God, boy, ooh, I still get teary-eyed. And I said I'd never make that drive again with that on my heart. So when I got home and the love I felt from everybody, you didn't have that in Dallas. I didn't have that in Phoenix. And it wasn't family. It was, if you know the field, you ain't got to be blood to be family. So it was
That's it.
family, right?
Yeah.
Everybody turned up for me. So I got to looking around, and we wear St. Louis Cardinals.
Yeah.
No disrespect to the Cardinal fans. We wear Kansas City Chiefs. I'm a Chiefs fan. But those places aren't the feel.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So I wanted something that showed the unity and the love. Similar to what we got, Brother Mays, right?
Yeah.
So,
You know, Chris, and we're gonna take a small break before we come back. But I want you guys to put this in your mind before we come back here. When you think of home, think about what makes it home. Anybody can have a house, anybody can have an apartment, anybody can have a place where they open the door, they go in, they sleep overnight. But think about what makes it a home. With that being said, we are talking with the one and only Chris Huddleston, the entrepreneur, the CEO of Unity Clothing Company. And, you know, the brand on top of that is The Field. And we're going to come right back and we're going to talk and we're going to learn where it all started.
Hey, sometimes you gotta have that cutoff song, you know what I'm saying, where you gotta cut some people off, you know what I'm saying? Hey, just trying to tell you, bro, it's gonna be fire. You gonna have to burn some people, you know what I'm saying? Forget it. Hey. Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. Head on the curve, they needs to learn. The zeal inside, it needs to burn. Head on the curve, head on the curve. Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. Head on the curve, they needs to learn. The zeal inside, it needs to burn. Head on the curve, head on the curve. I think it's time for the change. Metamorphosis out the pain. Some people gon' think I'm deranged. Ain't nothing new. So many minds doing a change. When they see I'm doing my thing, better get up out my range. Off of the brain. Get in my way, you skeptics. I remember the time you left me. They try to fit in like Tetris. Yeah, switching sides. I remember back then I told God just to give me a genuine crew. Now we standing up in the yard like gorillas up in the zoo. Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. Head on the curve, they needs to learn. The zeal inside, it needs to burn. Head on the curve, head on the curve. Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. Head on the curve, they needs to learn. The zeal inside, it needs to burn. Head on the curve, head on the curve. Just to get lit like me, they gotta take all the drugs. They call me salmonella, cause they ain't as raw as us. Instead of my music code, yeah, we gon' have to unthaw some.
All right, y'all, we back. We are back in just call it our L&L studios here at the Action Center. That's right. It's the Lock and Loaded Studios, and we got the one and only Chris Huddleston, CEO of Unity Clothing Company. And you guys know him for his brand, The Field. Chris, we came off the break, and you was telling people who you are, where you come from, the why behind you. I wanted to get a little dirty with this and get people back to how this started, at least for you and I, because there was a post that you made about a year ago. And if I'm not mistaken, it was basically saying, what is it? You was asking the community, what is it that we have to do to bring more unity to this culture, and something to that level? And so many people answered. I gave my answer. My answer was, man, we need a black radio station. We need something urban that talks to us. And then we had some eyes on this. And one of the eyes that was on it was Miss Francine Pratt. And she DM'd you, she DM'd me. And when she DM'd us, she asked, can we get this together? Can we talk? Because obviously what I said in response to your question, it sparked something. Take us back to that moment, because I know you said something in our initial talk together, and it made me realize this is what has to happen. Take me back to that.
Man, I kind of remember the post, and that's true. All respect and shout out to Mrs. Pratt and you, Marlon, for sticking through and following through with this. But it's all about how we grew up. You know, if we didn't have sugar, if we didn't have powdered milk, we could go knock on the next door neighbor, and that's true as a statement. To anyone who's watching, you probably family. Anyone who's listening, you family in some way. we have a connection in this town, and Park Day was always a good example of what we lived every day in Springfield.
Mm.
So, I mean, did gangs come here? You had some people portraying gangs, but still family overrid that always, right? Uh, uh, Anytime someone who we were so close that if you were a new brown person in Springfield, we knew it,
That part.
right?
That part. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and then we would know who your family was, right?
Mhm.
Oh, that's such and such's cousin, or
Mhm.
and the whole town knew, and we were all there for each other. So we didn't. Was there fights? Yeah, but we got over it.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
how you. That's how sometimes you get your ranking and your
Yeah.
respect.
Yeah.
You may not even want to fight, but now you got the respect of the field. So I wanted a brand that showed unity, that showed what we really were, that showed like when I came home from visiting the true highs. Now, don't get me wrong, when I'm in LA and I see my friends in Denver or wherever I'm traveling, no disrespect. They're happy to see me too, but it wasn't the same love and energy I felt when I came home to Springfield, right?
Gotcha.
If you didn't know me, you would swear I was a player because when I walk into a restaurant or an event or something, I'm hugging a lot of women. And it probably takes a lot to be my girlfriend because I will hug a lot of women. But those are genuine, unconditional, loving
I feel you on
friendship
that, bro.
hugs.
I
No
feel you.
matter if they're 8 years old or 88 years old, they we hug here in Springfield. So that is just an example of who we are.
Yeah. Yeah.
And none of us are family,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of us are.
Well,
So-
let me ask you this, because you talk about family. I mean, I know your dad. I knew your mom. I mean, beautiful people, beautiful people. You come from a very educated background, but when people come and talk to you, you make them feel like you that person, you that dude. My question is, through this process, how has family supported you to the point where you felt like you had that base?
Man, family is every. So I come from an educator. My mother was an English teacher.
Mm-hmm.
She started off as a special needs teacher. She was the person that tutored everybody in the hood. So if you was from our hood and you had a problem with reading, math, science, it didn't matter. My mom tutored.
You told me no, I gotta cut you off, man. She told me I didn't roll my R's right. That's just real talk.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
and as far as my dictation and being able to speak and sound intelligent, that was one of her things, right? We didn't say burp in my house, we said belch. And it wasn't just yes, it was yes, ma'am, no, sir, and proper things like that. All the way to etiquette, all the way to when we sat down for dinner, to how she laid out her forks and her knives and her spoons. So if we did ever sit down, I know how to act and which spoon is for the salad and which spoon is for the soup.
Right,
so
right,
to speak.
right,
You know what I mean?
right.
So she was big on that. And my father, college graduate played at Missouri State University.
Yeah, a lot of people. I
You
know,
know,
a lot
so-
of people didn't notice that, man.
All my aunts were teachers and educators. So my aunt Heretta was a
Yeah.
teacher in Des Moines, Iowa. My aunt Vonnie was a teacher in Kansas City. So my aunt Brenda, she teaches at Park Hill College now in Kansas City. So I came from nothing but education.
Wow.
So for me to get outside and go play, I sometimes had to write a book report or give a quick speech or something or a dissertation sometimes on why I need to go outside.
Yes.
So
yeah.
that type of thing prepared me.
You know, and this is a good thing because I think a lot of people think that in order for you to have a story, you got to have some real downfalls. And it sounds like to me, even your ups and your downs were still good because you had that support there.
Yeah, you know, I had a great upbringing. You know what I mean? I experienced many things like everybody else growing in Springfield. Did I experience racism? Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I have some tribulations to my own stupidity, being young and dumb? Absolutely. But you're right. I had a great support system. Absolutely. All the way to who you choose as your partner. A lot of people talk about their baby mama dramas. I mean, I shout out to the Edge because she's a wonderful baby mama. I can say that.
Hey, shout out! I can't go to my first one and my second one, so I know that's right.
So that's important. Who you choose to lay down with.
Right.
It's very important.
Right.
As you get older, you learn about those energies and things that you carry with you for a lifetime. So young people, be aware of who you lay down with
That
because you're
part.
going to carry that person with you for the rest of your life.
Hey man, here's the question: do you consider yourself a mentor, role model, or similar? Does that title fit you?
You know what? That crown got put on me a long time ago, man.
Explain that.
I was always taught to be a leader, don't be a follower. So
Yeah.
even when we were riding bikes and I hung out with some people who would protect their names and they would go into the store and get their free 99 5-finger discount, I was taught to be outside.
Right, right.
Don't even go in the store, so you can't be associated with it, right?
Yeah.
And there was other different times and aspects of my life where I had to make a left when everybody else was making right.
Yeah.
Right. So that was some type of leadership. When it comes to athletics, I was always a captain of team sport.
Yeah.
I junior high and high school, I
Yeah.
was in student council and class president.
Yeah.
And I did those things.
Mhm.
Church, I got up and gave speeches and went around to different revivals and gave
Yeah.
speeches and stuff in your organization. So that was a shout out to my Aunt Gwen.
Before we move into the meat, man, I'm gonna tell you something because a lot of people don't know how far we go back. I remember middle school, and of course, one of my best friends, your cousin, T Daddy, as we call him, man, he said, "You watch out for Chris," because he talking about. He said, "Little Hud," he called him Little Hud, right? And so that's how we knew him, because I knew his older brother, your brother Hud, Big Hud, because his brother was an athlete, like real talk, one of the best I've ever seen. But at the end of the day, he said, "You need to watch out for Little Hud." I wanna go back a little bit because schools start education. We talked about that. You come from a great family, obviously. You graduated from Central High School. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna tell this little story real quick. So I was a senior in high school, and I was part of a drug rap group called CAD.
That's a
And
Just Say No rap group.
just say no. That's right. That's right.
We
Just
went
say
drill
no.
rapping.
Exactly. But it originally started called Civil Six, and then it grew to CAD. And by the time I was graduating or beforehand, here we come with we needed new members, and all of a sudden here's Chris popping up. And as soon as we got in, we was like, "Yo, who's gonna lead off the raps and this and that?" Chris already had rap in his head, I'm like, in the world did he just start writing that? But here was the thing, and we were singing off air about this one we did. You remember the one because we did a commercial for the summer. I ain't gonna say just say no. It was actually about books. Remember
in front
that?
of the library.
For the library.
Had on them tight pink shirts. It's a
Yeah.
NC Hammer pants.
NC Hammer pants.
Y'all got a picture we can insert?
You
in
know
the
what?
podcast?
Dino probably has all them pictures. Dino Harris, because he was the beatboxer. But at the end of the day, yeah, tight shirts, and we look kind of crazy. But
They look like Teddy Riley.
yeah, all y'all young ones, y'all don't know who Teddy Riley is, right? Black
know
Street.
Teddy
Give a shout out. All right. At the end of the day, man, I felt like, because there was a brotherhood there between us and sisterhood. We had some girls in there. Shout out to Keita. Who was that? Tracy.
You see her daughter doing her thing.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lexi.
Yeah,
She's
Lexi
a
is-
wonderful artist.
man.
If y'all ain't on Lexi, get on her.
Hey,
LEXAAY.
all day.
From the field.
Yes.
I mean, her music is amazing.
Matter of fact, I need to reach out because she's representing the D-Town, Dallas. And man, girl can
Amazing.
sing.
From right here in Springfield.
Yes,
Amazing.
sir.
And she can dance. She actually went to school
At
at Temple University.
Temple
and
University.
studied dancing. That
Nice.
Alex Haley type.
Yes.
Excuse my language.
We can bleep that one. It's all good. But this is real talk because let me tell you something. I think even in that group, man, we were able to get talented people who are now still doing their thing. We all doing our thing. But I want to bridge over to this one because I asked if you was a mentor, role model, and all that, and you
Coach.
I'm
a dad. I'm an
yeah.
uncle. So you
Well,
get
speaking
life.
of uncle, somebody said somebody has told me they called you Unc the other day.
Yeah,
I said, he's Unc.
there's
To
different-
this kid that ain't even related to him. He was like, "Oh, that's Unc."
Nah,
I'm
yeah, it'd be like
right.
that.
Yeah,
Exactly.
You go through them stages, YN to the OG to
Yeah.
yeah, I got gray on my face. I turned 50 next year.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
probably wear
Represent.
There's a lot of people
Yeah.
who I knew in love didn't get to make it to where I'm at right
That
now.
part
at
right
49,
there.
right?
That part right there. Because we're talking about this entrepreneur, my friend, my colleague, and people talk about the field. I mean, I got the field stuff. I mean, I get my wear, I wear it proudly. And we was talking off air, and we was talking about the fact that it's making a statement. But here's my question: what is the mission of the field, or at least the brand?
The brand is unity and love, right?
Okay.
To represent that outside of the field. So, I'll go ahead and take this time out to
Yeah,
explain
yes.
this shirt. So, if you notice the shirt, it's a cardinal wearing a crown. That crown represents the queens and kings that we are in the queen city that we all live in. The cardinal itself, the Native Americans believe that when you see a cardinal, that's someone visiting you from the spiritual world, a lost loved one. The gold chain around the cardinal's neck not only represents us and our family and community bond. And when and just for an example, when we was younger and kids, when we was wilding out, and I saw somebody get in a fight, they saw me get in a fight. It wasn't no gang. It was just I know HUD, right? I know Marlon. I'm not finna let him get hurt without me getting hurt with him at least, right? So I'm gonna jump in with you, especially when the racial tensions was high. We made sure that if we got called the N-word, that they wouldn't do it again.
Too many memories.
We all bonded together, right? So that's what the gold chain represents. Not to mention, that was a lot of motivation for me in my 90s. All I wanted was the fat gold chain from the Battlefield Mall. Willing to do whatever I could.
Next to the JW store, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
I was willing to do, so that's why the gold chain got put on. Now, a lot of people, a lot of controversy is what the bird is sitting on, the lit stick. And that represents us. Because when it comes to academics, when it comes to athletics, when it comes to art, when it comes to music, I will pick an artist, I will pick a cook, I would pick anything that you want to compete in, and it could be right here from the field, and our music will be just as hard. Our food's going to be just as good. We're going to be just as fast. We're going to jump just as high right here in the field in our little 136,000 people. I promise you.
Hey, listen, hold that thought, my brother. We gonna come back, y'all. We gotta take a little bit of break because the mic is getting hot, and we gotta cool it down just a little bit. You know what, Jayce? You know what? If y'all don't know, the other half of this show is Jayce Janae. She was the first artist that we put out on the first show last week, and man, I got so much feedback on your music.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It was hard.
That's right. But Jayce, put us in that mood in the break with something nice.
I got you.
When we come back, y'all, we coming back to the one and only again.
Your music, because I like it.
Special guest,
shout
Mr.
out to
Chris Huddleston.
Shout out to the Melody Room in San Antonio. That's where I first ran into her talent.
Melody Room.
Yes,
that's
sir.
right. All right. With that being said, y'all, we'll be back.
Could be right, I could be wrong, there's still a damage fee. But you rip my heart apart, I pick up all the pieces. If you think there's someone else that's doing it for me, but it can't be no one else who's saving you for me. I get sick and tired of fighting your demons. This is sinking like baby in the deep end. Will this be enough? I guess it just depends. Do you want forever? I get sick and tired of fighting your demons. This is sinking like baby in the deep end. Will this be enough? I guess it just depends. Do you want forever? Baby, yeah, you know it. Baby, yeah, you know. Baby, yeah,
Oh yeah, y'all. Hey, we back. Listen, I told you the mic was getting hot, because I got the one and only Mr. Chris Huddleston, CEO of Unity Clothing Company. Obviously, you guys know the brand, the field, and we coming back to ask this question because school's done started, and I run into a lot of parents, and for those that don't know, I do teach, I tutor, I have my own little something going called TNP Professional LLC. I work in that area where I see parents that are trying to go back to school, and sometimes I come across these parents and they just talk. And one of the things that in the conversation that came across was they was wearing this shirt called The Field, and they asked me about it. I said, "Oh, that's my dude right there." She's like, "Oh, you know him? Oh, my sister just got a couple shirts for me and everything, and now my son wants to wear it to school." But then he found out that he couldn't wear it to school. How do you, when you hear stuff like that, especially the younger generation, how does that make you feel? Because that's like branding your image. You know what I'm saying?
And there's something that you learn in marketing that you in sales is you want to sell to who identifies to you,
Right.
right?
Right.
I see a lot of people wearing Bass Pro and never threw a fishing line in the water ever.
That part.
Right. So my brand was for people who identified with it. And there's a lot of people, as you can see, actually identify with my brand. I understand there may be some people that turns you off about it, but that's your interpretation of the symbolism of the stick.
I like that.
So you can't please everybody.
Of
You
course
can't.
not. Of course not.
However, if I come out with other brands for those type of people, being the entrepreneur I noticed that a lot of kids did like my brand.
Right.
And when I launched this 2 years ago, my brand was for 21 and up.
Right.
Right. So they identified it. So now that the kids are liking the brand and we're reaching everybody, I like to provide something. So we're coming out with a new brand called Cardi and Al.
Okay.
Let me break
talk
that.
about that. Yeah.
Let me break that down for you because the kids are from our ancestors, just like we are.
Right.
And I like to say, without you, there be me, and without me, there be no them.
Right. Right.
So the cardinal, if you spell the word cardinal, Cardi, that's going to be the female cardinal. Her name's going to be Cardi. And, right? And also represents and in our language. Al, A-L.
Okay.
And that's going to be the boy cardinal. So you're going to have Cardi Love and Al Unity.
That's dope.
Wow.
That's dope.
That's deep, bro.
There's two little cardinals that represent, kind of think of the brats with a cardinal personified. That'll be the female. We make sure we represent the culture for everybody. We're coming out with Cardi and Al for the kids.
Wow.
Not to plug up those you don't know me. I did write a children's book.
Yeah.
So I understand about the audience. And no one came to me and say, why didn't you write a book that talks about me and this? So,
Okay.
But when I come out with a shirt, they want to question, well, what's on the shirt? But that's okay. I call controversy free publicity, right?
Right. So you talk about the book. I talk about the children's book. But here's the thing. You an author.
Yeah. Published author.
You a real author.
You can go buy my book right now on Amazon.
Yeah, go on, put it out there.
A Girl's Best Friend. It's a great story.
I love it. Since you wrote a book, how does that, because I want to talk about the message, because we talked about the mission of the brand and what is trying to do or what you're trying to do with it. You talk about the fact now you have a brand for this particular age. When you think about what you've done in such a short of time, because I read the story about FUBU. I read how all that came together back in that took some years, my brother.
I read them case studies too. And it's taking years.
Take some time.
I mean, we went from concept to it was probably in 2021 when I came up with the concept.
Right.
And then I launched it in 2022. So yeah, it's taken some while. I mean, and a lot of people don't know it's trademark. Right. It's trademark.
There you go.
Right.
That part.
And if you look at the smoke, I actually paid an artist, Evan Behringer, out of Dallas, Texas. I try to keep everything local, but I was living in Dallas at the time, back and forth between here and Springfield. And he's the one that actually drew it. And if you really, really pay attention to the art, if you look into the smoke, and that's the reason why the smoke is there, his signature is in the smoke.
I never knew that until you said that.
So,
because I'm looking at the shirt right now, and I'm seeing the signature.
The poor man's copyright.
That's what? Come on, man.
Right, so if you don't see the signature, it ain't really the field.
A lot of people don't know what that poor man copyright thing is, man. I have many stamps back in the day. Mail it back to myself, and still to this day
ain't opened it.
Ain't opened it.
Right. So
Real
what
talk.
he's talking about, what y'all could do back in the day, you could record yourself on a tape, a CD,
Yeah.
put it in the mail,
Uh-huh.
mail it to yourself and unlooping it. And
Yes.
that would have the time and state then and proof of your work.
That part. A
Oh,
lot of
wow.
people, you know,
Nah, I didn't know that.
here's real talk. Here's real talk. A lot of people don't realize people copied Prince when he first came out, but majority of his music, the first 2 years of him being out there, right? After,
Mhm.
a lot of his music was poor man copywritten. It was real talk. You know, man, things we
So
learned.
we are legit LLC. We got our EIN.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
That's the Unity Field company, like I was telling you earlier. Anyone out there who wants to get their LLC, and I do that for free. Holla at me. I'll walk you step by
Come
step
on
how
now.
to get your
Come
EIN, how to get your articles of organization or incorporation. Whether you want to be a partnership or sole proprietorship, if you want to be a corporate S, I can help you all out with
Yes.
that. And I do that for free.
Wow. All right, now you know I'm about.
Plug.
Yeah.
I need a sound effect. Plug.
Plug, exactly, right? Because I'm sitting here like, wait a minute, free.
So-
You know, a lot of us don't like to work for free, but it is what it is.
It ain't work. If I'll give you the step, you go do it. When you let me know you're done with that, I'll give you the next step and I'll walk you through it.
Man, I like that. Chris, when you wear the field, I feel like, and I said this off air, I feel like you're making a political statement. And I'm gonna say it like that because as I talk to other people, they feel like they somebody. It's like they putting on a Superman shirt or a suit or a cape or something like that.
Representing.
Have you heard that?
Nah, I ain't. That's first I heard it. You know,
Yeah.
that's almost
I
teary.
mean, I'm deep, man. I had to put these. I mean, when I say I'm deep, I ask a lot of questions, man.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, real talk.
You know, it was something to unify us, right? To be
Right.
proud about. You hear people talking about I hate Springfield this and that.
Yeah.
Man, I love Springfield. You
Come
know
on,
what I mean?
man.
I love seeing my family and friends. I love riding down Glenstone Street. You know, this is home.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
When I was away and I was driving down Raydale Drive,
Yeah.
there was times
So,
imagine this.
yeah.
I'm in Phoenix, Scottsdale, Arizona, in a drop top Bentley with peanut butter interior, navy blue, riding with my best friend.
Right.
And
right.
that wasn't home. Right? I've been on yachts.
Well, that's
I've been on private planes. And I tell you, Springfield is home. Love is a different feeling than people who are around you and they talking to you because you're sitting in the front row at the
Man.
Trailblazers game.
man.
It's the different when you got a friends family, right?
Man.
So I chose to come here and take a pay cut. I chose to come here and start the field. The field is about jobs too.
Come on, man.
As we blow and grow, I'm going to need marketing. I'm going to need manufacturing. I'm going to need people to help me in all types of areas that it takes to run a business. That's going to be here.
So how have
That's-
you connected? Not to cut you off, but how have you connected with people who need that need that opportunity or that experience? Have you started saying, "Hey, this is what I need. Come on and let's talk"? Have you done that?
You know, right now I wear all the hats.
Okay.
So I've had the opportunity to have jobs that let me know how to run, how to be a CEO,
Right.
how to be a CIO, how to be a CFO,
Right.
how to be
COO.
a CEO of
right.
operations,
Right.
and what's going to deliver and test product and minimum quantity orders and
love
quality
it.
check.
I love it.
I do it all. So it's a little slower, but as we grow, I won't be able to make sure an order of 500 T-shirts came in or another order of 1,500 hood come in because that'll be coming in daily on a daily basis, and there's gonna be need somebody to track the orders that come.
Yeah.
There's gonna be somebody that be manufacturing when we got the print put together and put out. There's gonna be somebody who needs to work the social media and who's handling the media buys. Yeah, so we got media buys coming too, y'all. Y'all gonna see us on TV. You're gonna see
I
me
love
on
it.
the billboards
love
and the
it.
whole nine. All that costs money, but you're gonna see those type of things that I'm gonna need. I'm gonna need that direct salesperson who goes out to the retail spots and talks to them like I do to get your shirt into the retail spots. So there's a lot of opportunity with this that we're gonna create jobs, we're gonna create unity, and then out of that we're gonna create love.
You definitely answered my next question about the goal of the brand because you just kind of explained it out to you, and I love it. I love it. He's building structure here.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of companies fail because there's no structure. You know, and you gave me goosebumps because when you talking about the Bentley and you riding in down Rodale Drive, it was Phoenix, Arizona, all that. You know, I was down in Miami for 20 years, and of course, you know, the people I was around, that's all they rode. It was the high-end cars and this and that, and people you say, "Where you from?" I say, "Oh, real talk, I'm from the field." I'm like, "Where you talking? Where is that at?" Now we talking about Miami, right?
Right.
But at the end of the day, I'm like, "No, Springfield, Missouri."
Man, I'm from Springfield, Missouri. I done sat courtside at the Phoenix Suns games. I've been to the All-Star games.
Right.
I've been to NFL sitting in the suites.
There you go.
I've been truly highly favored in this world when it comes to, and not to be a millionaire. I actually lived like a millionaire for a while, and that, as far as all the luxuries are concerned, I wasn't at no Diddy party, no Diddy.
Yeah, get that straight, y'all. Ain't no Diddy parties here. I feel you. So I want to, because this whole show and what we talk about is about, gun violence reduction. I mean, let's get to the meat of this. Gun violence reduction. Matter of fact, we're gonna take a small break.
Before we go,
ahead.
I want to give a shout out to my partner and my love. I love you, dog. He lost his son to gun violence a couple weeks ago. Jeff, keep your head up, baby.
Man, let me tell you something. So the first show, the show was dedicated to Jay.
Yeah.
And so at the end. So yeah, like I said, Jay's like my little brother. Real talk. And like you said,
put the guns down, y'all.
We gotta put the guns down, y'all. Because the way he was trying to help somebody. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, we're gonna come back to you guys with the one and only Chris Huddleston, CEO, the entrepreneur. Hey man, he's all that in the bag of chips, right? We'll be back.
My hits can be played anywhere. It can be in a school. It can be on the streets. But they acting like I ain't doing it like this. I know they ain't doing it like this, bro.
Talking like this, Ellis.
You know what I'm saying? I had to take a step back.
Why you acting like that? You know what I'm
I guess we're gonna have to level up then, I guess, huh?
That's right, bro.
It's already there, though. Gotta wake them up.
Tell me this a hit, man.
I ain't said I'm better than them, nah. Better than them, but there's levels, yeah. There's levels, yeah. I ain't said I'm better than them, nah. Better than them, but there's levels, yeah. There's levels, yeah. I would say I'm better than y'all, but you ain't better than me. Get my integrity, cause it's gonna be a long ride like limousine. Music is dope, didn't you ever seen? Yours is dope, like methamphetamine. It's too late, you off the beat stuck. You know I beat the beat up. These rappers really suck on the floor, but I don't pick my feet up like vacuums. They don't wanna hit you back, cause they can't match you. This a fact, you to catch a buzz from the pen, get under their skin like tattoo. My homies to come up in this, but they don't have to. Bunch of dogs be scratching, you gotta keep them in the bag. Better level it up, because the sally's coming back. Better than them, nah. Better than them, but there's levels, yeah. There's levels, yeah. I ain't said I'm better than them, nah. Better than them, but there's levels, yeah. There's levels, yeah. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Dirty baby knocking better, open up the door. There's any opportunities in front of me, but I want some more. I keep a chopper on the floor in case the devil wanna war. Let it all out and reloaded it, everyone hated it, then they promoted it. Told me that I wouldn't make it and go, but then they motivated me, not even knowing it. Over the road, I've been willing to go, and they climb me to levels they think are untouchable. I'm unbreakable, I'm indestructible, now that I'm capable, I'm way too comfortable. Speaking my mind, think I'm making them mad, think I'm making them jealous. The way that I grind, when I'm getting the bag, on the level with zealous, I'm taking my time. I don't care what you have, I don't care what you tell us. We're reeking the money and everyone smells us, so get on our levels. I'm better than them, nah. Better than them, but there's levels, yeah. There's levels, yeah. I ain't said I'm better than them, nah. Better than them, but there's levels, yeah. There's levels.
What's up, everybody? Hey, we back, y'all. We was having such a hot conversation off air that we had to bring it back so y'all can get a little taste of this. But if you remember before the break, we got talking about the why behind the show and obviously the meat. Gun violence. As you know, it's been such a major thing, especially in a city we call the Queen City. But when you look at it overall, and again, if y'all don't know, and y'all ain't been listening, my special guest is the one and only Chris Huddleston. And yes, he is the CEO of Unity Clothing Company, AKA The Field, which is just one of his brands. But one of the things that I noticed, and I wanted Chris to chime in on this was a little bit, is that this is purpose of our show is going back to gun violence and the reduction of it. And if you heard him in the beginning, he talked about some things that he grew up with, and obviously I remember because I was right there. But we started talking about, gangs and things to that level. Springfield never really got outlandish in that area. But what have you seen from your travels in comparison, Chris, when it comes to how we deal with violence, gun violence, and how others deal with it in major cities? What's something that you can bring to light to kind of help us better understand the why behind
Man, I think it's by design, right? So when I was growing up, there was a movie, uh, um, Boys in the Hood,
it? Yeah.
with Ice Cube and Lawrence Fishburne.
Yes.
And Lawrence Fishburne's character really laid it out years ago for us. He said, in our neighborhoods, you see the liquor stores.
Mhm.
You see here what we call the pawn shops. Those are just gun stores. And they're easily inaccessible.
Yeah. Yeah.
You mix that with nothing to do for the young people for their outlet, and you throw in the drugs they shipped into our neighborhoods. So now you got the drugs, you got the easy access to alcohol and guns and poverty. That mix, then you're gonna sprinkle a little bit of more drill and negative music that you hear all day long about how what they did to their ops. That makes a perfect sauce for what we have going across our country in every Midwest community and in big cities across the line. So I think the promotion of the violence, the promotion of the penitentiary, the promotion of other things. When I was growing up, we had like Arrested Development, right?
Yeah.
We had KRS-One, we had Public Enemy, we had people speaking repetitively positive things.
Yeah.
The money, the effort was pushed other ways, and that had a lot to do with the privatizing of the penitentiaries. So I'm not saying that we don't have our own actions to take care of, but I am saying we are in the belly of the beast with everything stacked up against us as young black men and women.
Wow.
Right. So there was money behind, and it was all by design. How do we combat that? There's only one way to combat that, and that's to see love, right? To see unity. Understand that is your brother, that is your sister, and we are here to help each other through this what we experience that we call life, and that's the growth behind it.
Man, that is so man. He's so on point. I could go a whole nother level with that. And speaking of that, talking about levels, one of the artists that we are kind of featuring in the broadness of this show is an artist that you'll see here in about another week or so. His name is Young Zealous, and he's got a song called Levels. And when you hear it, and if you ain't already hearing it in the break, I want you to think about what the words say, because what Chris is talking about, this is levels in how this systematic oppression, I like to call it, has been kind of cursed in not almost all neighborhoods throughout the United States and across the world. And so when we look at that, Chris, and I said earlier, your brand is like a political statement because it really talks about existing. We exist. I don't care what anybody say. You talking about earlier, people talk about St. Louis, they wear the St. Louis stuff, they wear the Royal stuff. Ain't nothing against neither one of them, but at the end of the day, my brother, you made Springfield exist in a totally different way. And that's what I thank you for. And I appreciate you for that. I want to kind of touch base on some things. I know our time is not the best at the moment. We kind of have to get on out of here because, bills do need to be getting paid. But before you go, tell us about what you really want people to know as you move forward in this journey, because you're so talented, man. We talk off air. He's an author. He's an artist. Shout out Mama G's, Sister Gloria over there. He's got a piece of art that's literally just when you walk in, it's on the chalkboard, right?
Yeah, let me explain that to you.
Yeah, please do, man.
If you go into Mama G's and bust your right, there was a huge chalkboard left from almost from floor to ceiling at Mama G's.
Yeah.
And Gloria, a longtime friend, like I said, we all family here in the field, asked me to do a mural for her.
Yeah.
And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to represent the field in that. And the way I did it is if you look, it's a waterfall pouring into a waterfall, pouring the exit into that. And what that symbolizes is we all pour into each other.
Nice.
And that's the name of that.
That's nice.
So when we all visit, we pouring into each other. We're filling our glasses and our stomachs, and we fellowship, and we all pour into each other.
Yeah.
And that's what that was all about at Mama G.
Chris, What motivates you, man?
Life, man, for real. I love life. I love this experience that we're going through right now, and the possibilities, the opportunity that we have here that God has granted us. So
Wow.
that's what motivates me every day, right?
Yeah, yeah. You know, we again we talk off air. We was talking about some history, some facts. You know about Springfield and really the black community and how strong it was before major situations have happened in this city. And we can go all the way back 100 years with all that. That's a whole nother show right there. But before we go, I want you to just kind of lay out this this. You got the brand, the field, you got other things. Obviously, I can't say everything. I know you talk about the John Calvin, the cardiac, all that. What's the map look like when it comes to not only branding that, but when as you're bringing people along? What does that look like
Man,
5 years from now, 10 years from now?
you talking about five? First of all, 5 years from now, the the image won't be so political either.
Yeah, yeah.
As you know, as we
Yeah.
grow and open up our eyes to more
Mhm.
what's the more acceptance to the cannabis life,
Right.
because that's a lot of people associate my brand with cannabis, and I don't mind that.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't mind. And if you
Yeah.
know the history of that, it's almost like black people. It was a whole negative
Come on,
promotion. That's a
man.
whole another show in itself
Yes, sir.
too, why they try to down the medicine. However, 5 years from now, if you think about that, 10 years from now, it's going to be different,
Yeah, yeah.
right? As more acceptance and more knowledge comes out. So, and as the brand grows, and as Unity Clothing Company grows, I'm going to bring the community's coming with me, right?
Yeah,
I want
yeah.
the community to come with me. I'm going to need CFOs and CIOs
right.
and CEOs to run it. I'm going to need a board of executives to help me advise and what to do. I'm going to need people to run the operations and logistics and take care of the warehouse,
Yeah.
right? I'm going to need all that. I need real estate, right? Every building that we're going to be in, we're going to own. Yeah, we're going to have a flagship store just like Bass Pro.
I love it. I
As
love
many
it.
people wear Bass Pro, I hope that you see the field on that and they wear the field hat too, right?
That's what I'm talking
So
about.
nice flagship store with live DJ and just a whole new shopping experience, bringing it back to how it was when we grew up. And that's all this is all about. I know not to sound controversial, but make Springfield great again.
Yeah, yeah.
Springfield was great growing up here. I mean,
Yes.
from skating rings to
Come on now, skate
hanging
corral,
out at Sunday
skate
night at the
land.
park, playing
What you
basketball,
talking?
pickup, the mini dances.
Yeah.
And we would have dances just to have
Hold
dances.
on.
The
Do you
ladies
remember?
of the
Hold
80s.
on. Do you remember? Do you remember the I have to go back real quick, Chris. Do you remember the girls club dances they used to have right there?
I did. I
Come
did. I
on,
spent a
man.
lot of time looking outside that window to the
Come
girls'
on, man.
club.
I remember. I know real talk because on the corner of Fremont and Division, that was the spot. When the girls club had a dance, and you as a boy had the opportunity to go to, you get your first kiss.
So back in the
all
day,
that back
we
in the
had a
day.
boys club, which
Yeah.
was for both male and female.
Female, yeah.
Then they had the girls club, which
Yeah.
we weren't even allowed to cross the threshold
That
as
part.
young men.
That part right there.
Yeah. So, but
Oh.
we would stand out on the sidewalk
Yeah.
outside the window where
Yeah.
we could talk to the little
Talk to the
girls.
girls,
and
yep.
Get our Mac on. And out of that, we would have, shout out to the Fields,
Come on now.
they would have little house party
House
for us.
parties, yo.
And we'd be outside in the driveway with a live DJ, slow dancing. Hey, Mr. DJ.
DJ. Come on, man. You taking it back,
and
bro.
all that was family and
Oh,
love.
my
There was no
God.
fight. There was no gun shooting.
Oh.
Man, put down the gun.
Yes,
You know what's
please.
crazy is, not only did they give us the guns, they didn't think we were killing ourselves fast enough to put switches on,
Sisters.
right?
Come on, man.
And hollow point bullets. It's not the
Yes.
same game anymore, young man.
Man. Listen, y'all. We've been having a hot conversation, and before we go, I'm gonna have the man himself, Mr. Huddleston, Mr. Chris Huddleston, to just kind of tell us, not only where we can find him and where you can find the brand, but I want this other name I call him the Event King. What's next? I mean, where when people see you in the hood, I mean, do you have it lined up where you showing up or what you doing and what you sponsoring? How's that working?
I'm for the culture. I'm for the people. So if there's an event, if there's a young artist who's rapping it, I know I'm gonna go out and support him. If my boy, shout out to the Melody Room again, who
Yes,
changed the
yes.
game, Sam
Sam,
Timmerman, if he's
Sam.
doing his open mic,
Yes.
not only will I not support it, but I'll also try to be in it. I support Mama G's. I
Yeah.
support Crosstown Barbecue.
Yes,
You know,
yes,
if
Steve.
I can shop,
Just
I
had
try
the
to shop
100 year, 100. When I'm sorry, the 50th
50th
anniversary.
anniversary. So,
Yeah, yeah.
you know, that was just the way we grew up. We
Yeah.
from shout out to GT Snack Shack back in the day.
Oh, come on, man. Best
You know?
corny dogs. Hey, give me some.
You know what I'm saying? So,
And he
you
gave
know,
you 10 annihilators for man. Let me
Y'all
stop,
had it
man.
all.
10 annihilators for $1, boy. Come on now.
the 3 cent Tootsie Rolls.
Tootsie
you
Roll,
know.
yeah.
So if there's an event in Springfield, and it's not just about black people, it's
Yeah.
about all of us.
How's it
That's
feel?
what it's going to take. You know what I'm saying? I try to be there at that event to support and show my, to let people know there is something to do.
Yeah.
You just got to get out and do it. A lot of people talking about, I'm leaving Springfield. I'm boring. Here's what I'm going to tell you. You can move to Phoenix, Arizona, and you're going to be stuck. Because if you're the same person at home, you're going to be stuck in that same little neighborhood where you at. You're going to go to the same
Come
Old
on now.
Navy. You're going to go to the same Target, the same grocery
Yes.
store. You
Come
ain't going
on.
to leave a 10-mile radius just like Springfield. Why not come where there's
Boy, you
love and less
preaching now,
violence?
boy.
So I promise y'all that. And I've lived in some nice neighborhoods, and
Yeah.
I didn't leave my radius.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Everybody talks about how it being in the city. It'd be a 45-minute drive to go do some of those things.
That part.
I don't see y'all driving to Bolivar to go kick it.
That part. But you know, they tell us to go to Branson and this way. In LA, you go to Branson, all you can see, in my opinion, you see Sade Shine. Shout out to my
shout
girl
out to
Sade
Brandon.
and everything.
Get that girl an evening show so I can support her. You know what I mean?
Yes.
At 2 o'clock on Wednesdays is you can't catch her show, Sade Shine.
Come on now.
However, if we
A
can
little
promote
sis
her and
right
get her
there.
a prime time show, I promise to pack it out. Maybe we get the party bus.
That's
My
that
boy
part.
Rich Paul. Shout out to Rich Paul and his party bus.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
we all rode down to Branson and
That
support
part.
Sade and her son. If you haven't seen her performance,
Listen,
it's amazing.
Man, a few years ago, I have to say this real quick. A few years ago, I was down there and catching a Motown show, and we was just sitting in the back, you know, man, you know, a date at the time. And I'm watching people come from everywhere saying the same thing. Who is this person? Who is this artist?
Central High School.
Thank you,
alumni.
Central High School. Listen, y'all, Sade, little sis, we're going to have you on the show here soon. I'm going to hit you up.
Definitely.
Hey, let people know where to find you, bro.
You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, 417 The Field, or just The Field. Everybody knows me as Chris Huddleston, too. That's my government name. I
Yes,
ain't
yes.
afraid to use it.
Right.
And you can buy and purchase your merchandise at 417thefield.com. If you have any questions, feel free, info at 417thefield.com. And it's all here for y'all.
Hey,
None
listen,
but love.
my brother, I thank you, bro. I
Hey, thank y'all for having me on, giving me
But
the
you, come
opportunity.
on,
You know what I'm
man.
saying?
You know, gotta tell the story. You know, this is our second show, but you know, I had to tell the story. I said, you know, people need to know where this all started from, where the idea, you
Yeah.
know, and
Hey,
at the end of the day,
Stories are important.
Very important. Let me tell y'all, anything that you selling, anything you buying, you gotta have a story in it and what
Yes.
your why is.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what that is, get at me because you need to find out what your why. And to create a brand, it has to have a community backing. That's
That
where
part.
the field comes from, and it has to be something that people can identify with, right? So whatever you're doing, whatever you're thinking about doing, you want to be an event space. Shout out to the Sunshine Venue, Artie and his lady.
Yeah, yeah.
Go support them.
Yeah, yeah.
Support this. They're talking
All
about
right,
you ain't
big
got
Art.
nowhere to hold a wedding reception. You having a family reunion. You
Mhm.
having a party. You can go support Sunshine Venue, and it's a reasonable price. They
Yeah.
provide food and catering. You speaking of food and catering, we done mentioned Mama G's in Crosstown. If I missed you, get at me.
Hey, listen, I appreciate it because you know, here's the thing. We've been talking about, you know,
Club Legacy, man.
yeah, you better talk about,
we
yeah,
talk
you
about
know,
Club Legacy.
Club
You know,
Legacy, right?
that was my brother from shout out to Maurice. He's
Maurice,
from St.
yeah,
Louis. You know, we
yeah.
got a lot of people from St. Louis who
Yeah.
come here and stay. Open up the legacy
Yeah,
and
yeah,
gave
yeah,
us somewhere else,
yeah,
young
yeah.
people, the outlet going on. You know, so
Yeah, I like the legacy.
Yeah,
fun.
no,
there's
here's
more.
the thing.
There's more.
There's so
more.
much to do. I don't think
Yeah.
people
Shout out to
understand.
Sugar Man.
Sugar Man,
yeah.
yeah.
Right? I
There
mean,
you go.
There's things to do here, and it's changing. And if you can't see the change, you can feel the change.
That
right?
part.
Be part
That
of the
part.
change.
I love the fact. I appreciate you shouting out to people, man. I know my brain sometimes over here, but at the end of the day, this is why Springfield is growing in a
Yeah.
way. A lot of people say, "Well, it ain't growing." No, it's growing. It's growing through a mindset,
That's right.
and people's mindset is changing, and that's what I love about the field now. Man, you let people know where they can find you, man. Listen, y'all. Listen. Before we go, I just need y'all to understand one thing and one thing only. This show, because somebody came to me and said, "Oh, you a pastor? Man, my belief, my faith is always gonna lead me. But I'm gonna let y'all know I'm still real. I'm still a person that wakes up every day. I bleed like everything, like everybody, but at the end of the day, I got real friends like my brother right here that stopped by here. And Chris Huddleston has done it once again. He has made it feel like home. He's down to earth. And so, Chris, I thank you. Jayce, we thank you.
Thank you.
At the end of the day, y'all are listening to the one and only Brother Mays, your brother from another. We got Jayce. Jayce, say something.
Hello.
Hey. At the end of the day, we going to be back. We going to do this every week, but we're bringing in real people.
Yes.
Real people. Real conversations with real people. And if anything, you know where to find the one and only Chris Huddleston. That was our special guest tonight. And then big shout out. Got to give it to Young Zealous because some of his music has already been playing in between. And y'all find out more about him. So join us each and every week, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on YouTube Live on the Locked and Loaded Show. I'm your host, Brother Mays. One half, Jayce, Janae over here, our engineer, our entertainer. Listen, y'all, without any further ado, we out. Peace.
We outside on the south side, east side to the west side, north side.
Give it up for the field. It's the field, a place where the real relate. Maintain, gotta have a couple deals to make. You learn to stay busy and mind your own. I'm from the show me, I show you what time I'm on. I ain't Jeezy, but this is how I'm putting on. And if you need me, you know that I ain't never home. I'm outside, but trouble will find you doing wrong. And going home is killing two birds in one stone. You can have it your way if you play right. You know this ain't BK right. You know you in the way if you fake right. You know I'm getting mines to the daylight. And the proof is near. I'm representing in the 66 route is clear. And I'm behind the wheel. I give it up for the life in the field. Yeah.
Hey, we outside on the south side, east side to the west side, north side. It's the field, baby. It's the field, baby. Hey, we outside on the south side, east side to the west side, north side. Hey, it's the field, baby. It's the field, baby. You know the routine. Club Legacy, Mama Cheese. Red bird on my fitted, red bird on the T. 417 district and we standing on business. It's the king of Queen City, what you know about me? You see, me and Chris, we in it to win it. We get into the bag and the sky's the limit. You see the field bar none, come on, cop one. This jam is gon' bump all summer. That's on the one, it's all unity. Red bird with the crown, pushing T's like peas, north side of the town. Taking the game one shirt at a time. Locally distributed, you can shop online. Cardinal official like a ref with a whistle. Ilmo's in the house, you know the deal with the field. Cardinal official like a ref with a whistle. Ilmo's in the house, you know the deal with the field. Hey, we outside on the south side, east side to the west side, north side. It's the field, baby. It's the field, baby. Hey, we outside on the south side, east side to the west side, north side. It's the field, baby. It's the field, baby.
From the 417 to that 314, from the 816 to that 660, from that 573 in the middle of most. We shaking up the dice and we ready to roll. Westport be my homies, North Side be my home. Cruising down Sherman, make a left at Calhoun, 1400. Yeah, they can act a fool. Let me slide by the park and see who's at the pool. Knuckleheads up top, cold shooting some hoop. 24 top down, deuces up, we cool. Been knowing everybody since way before school. Head to Hong Kong and grab some good food. All white, half and half with extra cashew. If you reppin' for the field, you reppin' for you. Love and unity, yeah, we standing on truth. Oh, got love for the field, we got love for you.
Hey, we outside on the south side, east side to the west side, north side. It's the field, baby. It's the field, baby. Hey, we outside